What's up, your boy Vaughn, another reaction. In today's video, we have why Playboy Carti is fucking brilliant by 90%. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, let's get into it. They make I reacted to one of their videos about Lucky by this channel. He makes some whoever this is, you make some good rap documentaries about rappers.
Feel me? I feel as if like, damn, I did wrong. But besides that, like,
I want you to pause for a second and guess who was sleeping during this interview. On the right, we can clearly see Ian Connor in an interview talking to them.
Mr. 33.
But on the left, if it wasn't obvious enough already, it's Playboi Carti. This footage is from a deleted SSS Entertainment interview with Ian Connor and Playboi Carti taking place around 2016. This is during Playboi Carti's early career, where you'd think his image and publicity overall mattered the most. But as you can see, he has his head down.
Bro, Carti, like I seen like I forgot what his name. I was watching a video about I was watching it. Cardi been mysterious. Like there was a time in like 2018 or something like that where that nigga disappeared and he didn't post on Instagram, and like niggas was asking ASAP Rocky like where Cardi at, and niggas thought the nigga died or something. Like he been going ghost and going mysterious. Like
Appears to be sleeping. Clearly doesn't give a fuck about the interview. I think this clip perfectly sums up Playboi Carti. He never really cared for interviews or portraying his image professionally. Take the Aiden Ross room that happened just a few years ago. Aiden Ross paid Carti $2 million cash and promised him a Ferrari just to come on stream. Carti did end up coming on stream, but left after only saying a few sentences to Aiden and only 6 minutes on the camera. But how did Carti get to this level of mysteriousness, and why are people like
that shit will forever be crazy. That's the funniest shit. Either they pay that shit steak paid him, but that's funny as hell. That nigga finesse steak. That nigga Aiden said Eddie was mad too.
like Aiden Ross paying him so much money just to come on stream? Short answer, his persona. He's built such a big following of fans ever since he dropped Whole Lotta Red. His mysterious persona and his unique brand of music has led him to influence a whole new genre and generation of rap. Almost every underground rapper today is trying to be like him, whether it's in their music, clothing, or just overall character. He's become obsessed with this mysterious character he's built for himself because he knows it works. Whenever he disappears, his fans want him to drop music even more. He gets more popular when he doesn't drop music than when he does. He's truly unique in an industry full of repeats and bland music. He has had an impact on the music industry that no other rapper has been able to replicate. But in order to understand how he became so detached and unpredictable, we need to go back to where it all started.
Like all these niggas Cardi inspired Shay, Osama, Son, Netspin, like all these niggas.
LeChay is a bitch. LeChay is a bitch. LeChay got comfort in his dreams.
In 1995, in Riverdale, Georgia, Jordan Carter was born.
Riverdale, that's a Bruce from 2 Facts 5.
From his early childhood years, he always loved rap music. The artists that influenced him as a kid, some of the two biggest being Prince and Lil Wayne, would definitely have an impact on how he carried himself. They both went against the norm of society, just like he would later in his career. However, during his childhood, he was a real rebel. He loved to hoop, but he would constantly skip practice, smoke weed with his friends. He would eventually quit basketball completely and take up rapping. He graduated high school in 2014, barely passing his classes. He wanted something bigger than getting a 9-to-5 and just working his whole life. He started to really focus
That time is trying to do something bigger than working a 9-to-5 Facts.
in on his rap career. During the early stages of his career,
I'll be thinking, should I start rapping? Obviously, I'm at the rap on BandLab, but should I start rapping? Like, I got the phone, wired headphones, nigga, do the laser, them. Nigga start rapping. I don't know if I like.
Carti often rapped with childhood friends Uno the Activist and Thousand Man Fani. They had a group called Splur Gang. They would often post on SoundCloud, collaborating on songs like Whole Thing and Splur Gang. They eventually got noticed by Father, who was the owner of Awful Records.
it's your boy Cash Carti of Awful Records.
Carti was never actually signed to Awful Records,
I think Carter don't probably talk to none of these niggas.
but they definitely gave him good opportunities. He now had studio time and he was dropping tracks like Broke Boy and Fetty. He was already having small shows and he showed a lot of potential of someday being a big artist. Carti moved to New York in 2015 and he was crashing at different people's cribs that he knew and recorded music with. He was still just 18 at the time, but he was so passionate about music he was willing to just leave everything behind in Atlanta, including his friends. He would begin to fall out with his old crew and started to move on to bigger opportunities. He would continue making music with them, but would start focusing more on his own career. While living in New York, Carti would meet ASAP Bari. Bari fucked with his music and style, and they would become pretty close, often seen hanging out and making music together.
Hold up, nigga, got a man.
This nigga with the two Ian Connor, like this nigga with the two fucking final bosses essay, like Ian Connor and ASAP Bari. Cardi got abuse. Cardi be beating on women too. The three bosses allegations. Cardi, ASAP Bari, and Ian Connor walking, or all the ladies gotta run. Hi, ladies.
Cause he eat the ass.
Bari was one of the founding members of the ASAP mob. He was able to help get Carti connected with almost everyone in the ASAP mob, which were super important connections to Carti at the time. The ASAP mob was also beginning to gain traction in the rap game, specifically through Ferg and Rocky, who both happened to like Carti's music also. Rocky even recalls hearing Carti's music for the first time and immediately liking it. Carti would feature on the Cozy Tapes Volume 1 with the ASAP mob, featuring on telephone calls with ASAP Rocky, Tyler the Creator, and Young Gleesh. This was his biggest feature in his career up to this point, and later that year, Carti would be signed to OG by Rocky.
Man, shout out to OG. Rocky signed me, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit coming up.
Carti was also beginning to make music with Lil Uzi Vert. They had songs like Left to Right and even went on tour together.
The class of left, right, bit, left. Can they just drop a collab album already, bro? Like,
Carti was getting talked about a lot at this point in the underground, despite having such little music to his name. People just liked his overall vibe and style. He was already attracting a fan base, even though he didn't have a single studio album out yet. Even though he was beginning to be liked by many, there was still a big presence of Carti haters, including his old group Splur Gang. Carti didn't really feel remorse about leaving them behind though. He was so focused on what he was doing, he felt like he didn't have time to care about other people, even if they grew up together, like he did with Uno and Fani.
Some niggas can say I changed on them because I thought they was on the same shit I was on.
I know a couple of niggas that got this video in the Instagram highlights. Like, the corniest nigga you know, like, be reposting this on his story. Like, bro. But this was Carti. He been showing the signs. I'ma switch up on my day ones. Facts.
But they not. Or they was on some shit that I wanted to be on, and when I got on that shit, I got on it, then surpassed them, and they was just lost in the sauce.
Carti's narcissistic personality was already beginning to show, even this early in his career. He cared so much about his own success, he was willing to leave other people he was once close to in the rear view. It was around this time that Carti would also begin working on his first album, self-titled. To promote his upcoming self-titled album, Carti dropped Woke Up Like This, featuring Lil Uzi. The song went viral immediately. Carti and Uzi obviously had insane chemistry on the song, and would continue to record music together.
Me and Uzi be in the studio together at all times.
Yes, bro, I remember when all this shit dropped. This shit crazy.
And we just be knowing, you know what I'm saying? We're a team.
Carti also dropped Magnolia, which was also very popular when it came out. His first official studio album was already starting to get lots of attention before its release. Playboi Carti's self-titled album dropped on April 14, 2017. Most of the album was produced by Pure Born. People initially questioned his talent. He didn't spit meaningful bars like other rappers. He had his own type of sound. He was just too different at the time for people to understand. He was being hated on for being a mumble rap artist, even though some of the most popular songs and artists of the upcoming era were indeed mumble rap artists and songs. People did not think he was talented enough to make it. Even though the album was still very successful, people did not think he was a good artist who deserved all the attention he was getting.
From what I could hear,
Playboi Carti very much inhabits that whole Lil
Nigga Anthony Fantano still kind of look the same.
Uzi Vert wing of this whole mumble rap trend right now. Playboi Carti, though, reminds me of too many artists to really kind of feel like he's all that distinct or all that memorable, all that.
Bro, I wish I still had on my old phones, bro, to see like if I got old screenshots or something like from when these songs dropped or something. Like y'all be saying when niggas be posting old OG screenshots.
Original. He just kind of feels very generic, very dime a dozen to me.
Even though he had a good amount of haters, there were still a lot of people who loved his music. They loved the unique sound and melodic beats he rapped over. He was already starting to attract a fan base unique to just him. And when Carti released Dial It in 2018, some went crazy and appreciated him dropping more music, but others were very doubtful of his talent. Many thought he was being carried by his producers, just like his last album. What people didn't seem to realize back then is that production matters just as much as the rapper on the beat. I think that problem is more evident today than it was back then, as today you have many underground rappers today that are just not talented, but have very talented producers, and the music still...
That's Netspin, chill. Netspin's had it. Netspin can rap a little bit, chill. That's Netspin. I know it's a little.
Turn out good. This being said, Carti would continue to get hated on, but no one could doubt the numbers and the genuine aura he had at the time. Dial It was even more successful than his self-titled album, and he continued to progress as an artist while continuing to grow his fan base. However, after dropping Dial It, Carti did not release much music. Fans were starting to get desperate, and his disappearance got him more popularity than he ever had before. The build-up to his new album, Whole Lotta Red, was getting intense day
Like this nigga been disappearing, y'all.
by day, as fans kept speculating on its release date. Since he wasn't releasing any music, fans started to leak most of his projects that he was working on. This only delayed the release though, as Carti wanted to give his fans something fresh that they hadn't heard, so he kept scrapping and resetting the album. Carti was now beginning to realize the grasp he had not only on his fans, but the entire music industry. He was one of the most popular artists, even though he had only dropped 2 albums. The hype around his new album was bigger than ever. However, he threw...
And that nigga wasn't. He dropped Met. I still remember when Met dropped, and niggas did not like Met, but. Like how the fuck this nigga was just performing? That's how he was making money, just doing Rolling Loud every year. Like he still do to this day.
Everyone off and dropped the lead single to the album, Meh. It was unlike any other type of music at the time. It had a confusing offbeat sound to it. It didn't sound anything like its leaks, but this is exactly what Carti wanted, to give his fans something new. When Whole Lotta Red dropped on Christmas of 2020, everyone was shocked at the sound Carti brought to the album. It was so different from all his other music. It was a mix of punk rock, cloud rap, and trap. People in the
Whole Lotta Red is still a 7 out of 10 album. It's not no 10 out of 10. Like
did not like the project. They didn't want an album that sounded so different from Carti's old stuff. They wanted the same vibe he had on his last 2 albums and the leaks that dropped before the album. But Carti had a vision. He was evolving as an artist. He didn't make the same music because he knew people would eventually get tired of it. He gave the fans something new. This would be a generational decision when it came to his music, but fans just didn't seem to realize it yet. But as time went on, people began to realize Carti's vision was right. He gave the world a refreshing new genre of rap, and people were beginning to like it. He started to gain an even larger following and crazier fan base. He was now being talked about more than ever. He had some of the most craziest and die-hard fans in the industry. They made Carti's fan base feel more like a cult than anything else. But even with all this attention, Carti didn't capitalize. He didn't drop another album or even just more singles. He had a few features on Donda with Kanye, but that was about it. After a 4-year wait, Carti would finally start dropping some music again. He dropped music videos that only appeared on social media.
This was 3 years ago already, y'all. 2 or 3 years ago.
Full Jordan, Hood Buyer, You're the Moon,
2024,
Backrooms Inc.
That's 2 years ago. Damn, bro.
Academy. All these videos displayed Carti's new era, the deep voice era. Carti would again transform into a different artist. After he released his album Music, he shifted from his old Vamp era to something new. Since dropping Music, he has posted a deluxe and also some more unreleased music videos. But there is no sign of an album coming anytime soon, to nobody's surprise. Carti has built an empire off being mysterious. He's one of the most memorable icons of rap already. You could argue he's up there with Kanye, Future, Drake when it comes to just his impact on the music industry. Yet it seems he did all of this with little effort. But is effortless success truly because of pure luck or actual talent?
Make sure like, comment, subscribe, and my deuces. And he good at scouting talent too. He signed Destroy Lonely and Ken. My knee.